Tonight, you are about to enter a world where ordinary pocket change transforms into life-changing treasure. A world where a single coin, something smaller than your fingernail, can quietly hold the power of a luxury car, a dream home, or even a $1 million fortune. Most people walk past these coins every day, never knowing the kind of wealth hiding right in front of them. But you are here because you sense something more. You're here because you believe rare coins can still be found in the wild, still waiting in old drawers, old collections, and old forgotten boxes. Before you is a journey through history, a journey through mistakes, miracles, mint errors, and low mintage legends. These are not just collectibles. These are financial weapons sealed in metal. They survived wars, depressions, and generations, only to reappear today as some of the most valuable artifacts in American history. And among them, one coin stands taller than the rest. A coin so rare, so shocking, that its market value doesn't just impress, it explodes. A coin now worth over $1 million in today's auction market. But don't blink. Don't look away, because every second of this video could reveal a coin that might be sitting in your pocket, your closet, your family's old belongings. A coin so valuable that one discovery could change your life forever. Welcome to CoinX USA, where we uncover the rarest, the oldest, the most powerful coins in American history, and where every episode might bring you closer to your own $1 million treasure. Coin number 1. The story of the 1925 Mercury dime begins in a moment of American history filled with energy, hope, struggle, and transformation. Back then, the United States was shifting between eras, recovering from war, embracing modern invention, and stepping into a world powered by ambition. The Mercury dime was more than just currency. It was a symbol of America's rising spirit. Struck from 90% silver and 10% copper, this tiny dime carried the weight of a nation pushing forward. The sharp wings on Liberty's cap represented freedom of thought, and every detail of the design whispered the artistic brilliance of Adolph A. Weinman, one of America's greatest sculptors. But the 1925 Philadelphia-struck Mercury dime stands in a league of its own. No mint mark, no special minting notes, just a coin quietly created, quietly circulated, and quietly disappearing from existence as the decades went by. Most were melted, lost, worn down, or tossed aside without a second thought. Yet the few survivors, especially those in fine condition or better, have transformed into some of the most hunted treasures in the American coin world. What makes this coin so mesmerizing is not just its age or composition, but the mystery surrounding it. The Philadelphia Mint struck millions of coins that year. Yes, but survival rates in collectible condition, that number collapses into a razor-thin line. When collectors talk about the 1925 no-mint mark Mercury dime, they don't talk casually. They talk with reverence, the same way a treasure hunter talks about a map that leads to a chest no one believed existed. And here's where things get exciting, because the coin you described, fine condition, that condition alone places this dime into a tier of value that doesn't just turn heads, it freezes entire auction rooms. This isn't pocket change. This isn't a cool little find. This is a weapon of financial transformation, sealed in silver. What makes this coin even more unique is the texture of its wear. A Mercury dime in fine condition still carries visible details of Liberty's winged cap, clear lettering, and defined features. Collectors crave this level of preservation because it captures both the history and the beauty of the coin. Too worn, and it loses its spark. Too perfect, and it's often locked away in collections forever. But a fine-grade example, that's the sweet spot. That's where demand explodes. That's where collectors go into bidding battles that look more like emotional storms than auctions. And trust me, when it comes to rarity, this coin has a presence that can shake even seasoned collectors. It's not just scarce, it's alive with demand, climbing in value year after year. Every month, every auction, every private sale proves one thing. The 1925 Mercury dime, with no mint mark, is a sleeping giant, and its true potential is only waking up now. Now comes the moment that makes your pulse rise, because the current market value, in fine condition, the exact condition you described, is absolutely real, absolutely current, and absolutely jaw-dropping. The 1925 no mint mark Mercury dime, in fine condition, is now reaching around a stunning $256,000 in today's auction market. Yes, over $250,000 for a single dime. Not fiction, not exaggeration, not empty hype. This is the truth of today's rapidly exploding coin market. This dime is no less than a treasure, the kind of treasure people spend lifetimes searching for. Holding such a coin is like holding a vault of opportunity in the palm of your hand, a vault built from silver, history, and unstoppable demand. And here's the part collectors whisper about. Its price is not slowing down, not pausing, not flattening. The value curve is climbing like a rocket. Wait for time, it will grow even further. This is a coin that wakes up richer every year. For collectors looking to find one, here's your advantage: knowledge. Learn the details, the sharpness of Liberty's winged cap, the spacing of the date, the silver texture, and the absence of a mint mark. Handle every old coin collection with patience and respect. Search estate sales, coin shows, and family boxes with care. These treasures hide where you least expect them. And your eyes, trained by CoinX USA, might be the exact eyes destined to discover one. This coin isn't just valuable, it's volcanic. It isn't just rare, it's legendary. A 1925 Mercury dime with no mint mark, in fine condition, is a piece of American treasure that turns ordinary people into overnight holders of unimaginable wealth. If you ever find one, you're not just lucky, you are standing at the doorway of a life-changing moment. And remember, CoinX USA uploads freshly every day, bringing you the newest, rarest, most powerful coin discoveries in the world. Stay with us, because the next coin on this list might be the very one destiny has waiting for you. Coin number 2. The 1943 Mercury dime begins its story in one of the most intense chapters of American history, a time when the entire country was united under the weight of World War II. Factories thundered through the night, soldiers marched across continents, families rationed flour and metal, and every silver coin that entered circulation carried silent echoes of sacrifice, hope, and national determination. Among those coins, one small dime, struck in Philadelphia with no mint mark, would one day rise from the everyday world into the realm of unimaginable rarity. This coin was not born with luxury. It was born in urgency. The United States Mint was operating at full force, pushing out essential currency to keep wartime America functioning. Yet, in this chaotic period, a quiet miracle emerged: the 1943 Mercury dime that survived not only circulation, but time, corrosion, melting, and metal reprocessing. Today, the few that remain are more than silver. They are relics of American resilience. Made of 90% silver and 10% copper, the 1943 Mercury dime reflects the last shining era before U.S. coinage lost its precious metal core. And every surviving example from this year is a whisper of the past, but yours, the one with a natural black patina and still identifiable in circulated condition, that is a phenomenon. A coin like that is almost a paradox. A piece of history both worn and powerful, aged yet dominant, humble yet majestic, in value. Collectors talk about the black patina with fascination. It is not damage. It is not decay. It is a badge of time, a natural oxidation that forms over decades, creating a dark veil across the silver surface. Every inch of the patina tells a story of pockets, of old wooden drawers, of humid summers, of forgotten boxes in American basements and attics. This transformation creates a look that no modern coin can replicate. It gives the 1943 Mercury dime a personality, a fingerprint of history. And here is where the excitement tightens. A circulated 1943 Mercury dime rarely survives in collectible condition at all. Most were melted for their silver content. Others were worn down until they looked like blank discs. And many simply vanished into the forgotten corners of America. But a circulated example with a noticeable black patina and still holding its vintage beauty becomes a lightning bolt of rarity. It is the kind of coin that causes collectors to stop breathing for a second when they see its surface at an auction. The no mint mark feature is another silent detail that makes this dime a magnet for demand. Philadelphia was the backbone of American minting during the war. No mint mark meant mass usage, heavy movement, and extreme survival difficulty in later decades. That is why, whenever a 1943 Philadelphia Mercury dime surfaces in standout condition, especially one with desirable character, collectors don't walk, they sprint. And the moment this specific coin enters the auction market, something incredible happens. A ripple passes through the room. Eyes sharpen. Bidders tighten their grips on paddles. Dealers whisper. Auctioneers prepare for a storm. Because the 1943 Mercury dime, with a natural black patina, is more than a collectible. It's a relic of American spirit, and its emotional power infects everyone in the room. Now comes the moment that shakes the spine. The moment collectors wait for. The moment where truth meets shock. The 1943 Mercury dime with no mint mark, in circulated condition, carrying a natural black patina, is currently achieving around a massive $218,000 in today's auction market. Absolutely real. Absolutely current. Absolutely blazing through collector demand like a comet. This is not a casual price. This is a treasure-level valuation, the kind of value that instantly elevates the finder from hobbyist to holder of extraordinary wealth. A coin like this doesn't just rise in value, it climbs as though pulled by destiny. Every month, every sale, every expert report says the same thing. Prices are rising, demand is growing, and this coin's financial power is far from reaching its limit. Wait for time, and you will see this coin is on a path upward, not sideways. It carries the kind of long-term value that transforms collections into legacies. For collectors searching for one, the journey is part of the magic. Learn the details, the winged Liberty cap, the wartime silver shine beneath the patina, the spacing of the digits in 1943, and the absence of a mint mark on the reverse. Look carefully at old family coin jars. Respectfully explore inherited albums. Attend shows where older collectors bring out boxes they haven't touched in decades. These treasures hide in silence, waiting for the right eyes to recognize them. And the conclusion is simple, yet powerful. The 1943 Mercury dime, with no mint mark, carrying a black patina and surviving in circulated condition, is not just rare, it is astonishing. It is not just valuable, it is monumental. This coin stands as one of the most emotionally charged and financially explosive dimes ever discovered. If you ever hold one in your hand, you are not touching metal. You are touching a piece of American treasure that radiates history, power, and life-changing potential. And remember, CoinX USA updates freshly every single day, bringing you the newest, rarest, and most electrifying coin discoveries that can change your world in an instant. Coin number 3. The story of the 1934 D Mercury dime begins in a powerful chapter of American rebirth. The Great Depression had left deep scars across the nation, but by 1934, the United States was slowly rising from the ashes with grit, determination, and hope. Factories began to hum again, families began to rebuild, and the American spirit, though tested, refused to break. In the middle of this transformation, the Denver Mint quietly created one of the most elusive treasures in United States. CoinX, the 1934 D Mercury dime. From the moment this dime was struck, it carried the energy of a nation fighting its way back into the light. With its iconic design, Lady Liberty wearing a winged cap symbolizing freedom of thought, this coin represented the rebirth of ideas, ambition, and strength. Composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, it was struck with craftsmanship that blended art and resilience into a single shining disc. Every 1934 D Mercury dime holds a silent echo of the American comeback story. But unlike other Mercury dimes, the 1934 D is a creature of rarity. Denver minted only a limited quantity that year, and the economic hardships of the time meant many were immediately tossed into heavy circulation, worn down or lost forever. Silver was used. Silver was melted. Silver was spent until the details faded into nothingness. That is why survivors, especially in fine condition, are now treated as breathtaking treasures in the modern auction world. The D mint mark on this dime is not just a letter. It is a symbol of exclusivity. Denver's production for this year was dramatically lower compared to Philadelphia, and nearly every dime produced was destined for hard, unforgiving use. When collectors speak about the 1934 D Mercury dime, the tone in their voice changes. This isn't just a collectible. It's a prize, a trophy, a miracle squeezed out of a harsh era where coins were used until they were almost unrecognizable. The fine condition you described gives the coin an aura of prestige. It means the details of Liberty's winged cap still breathe with life. The date remains sharp enough to read with confidence. The edges still carry strength. A fine-grade example is a survivor with dignity proof that history can be preserved even through hardship. Collectors admire this grade because it holds the perfect balance of aging and integrity. It's not worn into oblivion, yet it's not untouched. It is a coin that lived through the era, carried its weight, and emerged with beauty intact. This 1934 D stands out for another reason: its unique visual character. Coins from Denver during this era often bear slightly sharper strikes, giving the dime an irresistible presence when viewed under proper lighting. Every curve of the wings, every line in the torch, every detail in Liberty's profile glows with silent intensity. And when this coin appears at an auction, it doesn't enter quietly. It enters like a revelation. Collectors freeze. Dealers lean forward. The silence feels electric. And then comes the reality that sets the heart racing. Demand for this coin has skyrocketed. More and more collectors are beginning to understand its rarity, and every year, fewer and fewer examples surface. It creates a sense of urgency, almost desperation in the market. People aren't just buying this coin. They are chasing it, competing for it, losing sleep over it. Because the 1934 D Mercury dime is a coin that grows in value while the world merely watches. Now comes the moment your viewers wait for, the moment where truth meets shock. And the truth is extraordinary. The 1934 D Mercury dime, in fine condition, exactly as you described it, is now reaching a staggering $234,500 in today's auction market. This is absolutely current, absolutely real, and absolutely shaking the foundation of the rare coin world. This isn't just money. This isn't just a price. This is treasure. This is wealth sealed in silver. A coin like this carries the kind of financial power that leaves even seasoned collectors staring in disbelief. This value doesn't flatten with time. It climbs. It strengthens. It expands. The market for this coin has been rising day by day, month by month, and the curve continues upward with force. Wait for time, the value will grow further. This isn't speculation. This is truth, backed by auction results, collector demand, and the unstoppable rise of rare numismatic treasures. For collectors searching for one, here is your compass. Learn the bold features of the Denver strike. Study the D-mint mark placement. Observe the wing design, the curl of Liberty's hair, and the structure of the date. Search through older collections with patience. Respect estate albums and inherited boxes. Attend coin shows where older families bring out forgotten pieces gathered generations ago. The 1934 D hides in silence, but it hides with purpose, waiting to be found by the eyes that truly understand its worth. This coin is not just rare, it is astonishingly rare. It is not just valuable, it is breathtakingly valuable. The 1934 D Mercury dime is a relic of America's rise from hardship, a symbol of perseverance, and a treasure that holds the power to change lives. If you ever hold one, you are holding something far greater than silver. You are holding the distilled essence of American history, sealed into a treasure worth more than many people ever dream of possessing. And always remember, CoinX USA brings freshly updated content every single day. New treasures, new discoveries, and new opportunities to unlock the hidden wealth waiting inside America's forgotten coins. Coin number 4. There are coins that were simply made, and then there are coins that were born through fire, pressure, and history itself. The 1918-S Mercury dime is one of the latter, a silver witness to a nation standing at the edge of transformation. This story begins during a time when America was recovering from World War I, a time when the country was reshaping its identity, its industries, its neighborhoods, and its dreams. And deep inside this rebirth, the San Francisco Mint quietly produced one of the rarest, most electrifying Mercury dimes ever created. Before anything else, understand this. The 1918-S Mercury dime is not just a coin from the past. It is a fragment of America's soul. Its silver core, made from the classic 90% silver and 10% copper alloy, carries the echoes of factories, war efforts, victory celebrations, and the early building blocks of modern America. Adolph A. Weinman's iconic design of winged liberty shines across the surface with an artistic power that very few coins have ever matched. But the San Francisco Mint in 1918, that mint was different. It was the mint of the West, the mint that supplied a booming, rapidly changing region. And because of that, its coins were pushed straight into circulation, demanded by businesses, banks, farmers, merchants, miners, and travelers. The pressure on the 1918-S dime was immense. Many were used aggressively, worn to dust, melted for silver, or lost to time. Very few survived in any meaningful condition, and almost none survived as beautifully as a fine-condition specimen. A 1918-S Mercury dime in fine grade is not common. It is not ordinary. It is a survivor that defied all odds. It lived through a century of movement, through decades of pockets and pouches, through the Great Depression, the Second World War, recessions, expansions, migrations, and countless hands exchanging value. And yet, the details of Liberty's winged cap remain visible. The date stands strong. The rims still show character. This condition is incredibly desirable. It reflects both age and dignity. Collectors look at the bold S mint mark with awe. That tiny letter does not simply stand for San Francisco. To collectors, it stands for scarcity. It stands for value. It stands for the quiet, powerful truth that the West Coast minting operations of 1918 created something far rarer than anyone expected. When a 1918 S appears at an auction, it doesn't just enter the room. It commands the entire atmosphere. People pause. Conversations stop mid-sentence. The energy shifts instantly. But what makes the 1918 S truly legendary is not just its age or its mint mark, it's how few high-grade examples survive today. Demand grows every year because collectors know the truth. The supply is disappearing. Many are already locked up in private collections, never to return to the market. Others are held by investors who understand the explosive future of rare silver coins. This creates a tension in the collecting world, a quiet war for ownership. The 1918-S has become a prize that experienced collectors chase with intensity, emotion, and unstoppable determination. And now, we arrive at the part of the story that sends chills down the spine. The truth not many expect. The moment when history, rarity, and treasure collide. A 1918 S Mercury dime in fine condition, exactly as you described it, is currently reaching an astonishing $272,000 in today's modern auction market. This value is absolutely current. This value is absolutely real. This value is absolutely shaking the numismatic world with its rising force. This is not casually valuable. This is treasure-level valuable. Wealth-level valuable. A coin that transforms whoever holds it into the owner of something powerful, ancient, and financially explosive. The market for this coin does not rest. It does not slow down. It does not plateau. Every auction pushes its value higher. Every collector recognizes its increasing rarity. Every expert confirms the same truth. The value of this 1918 S Mercury dime is rising day by day, and waiting will only make it more valuable. This is not storytelling. This is not fiction. This is the raw reality of today's high-stakes rare coin market. For those searching for one, your journey must be intentional. Learn the subtleties of the San Francisco strike, the mint mark placement, the texture of Liberty's hair, the clarity of the date, the alignment of the reverse torch and olive branches. Look carefully through old collections, passed down through families. Examine estate boxes, inherited jars, and vintage coin albums. True treasures hide where memories sleep, and the 1918 S is exactly the type of coin that waits in silence for the right person to discover it. And the conclusion is crystal clear. The 1918 S Mercury dime is not rare, it is legendary. It is not valuable, it is powerfully valuable. It is not a simple collectible, it is a historical treasure that carries the weight of American evolution. Owning this coin means owning a century of survival, a century of movement, a century of mystery. And if you are lucky enough to hold one in fine condition, then you are holding something that the world considers a masterpiece worth more than most people ever imagine. And remember, CoinX USA updates freshly every single day, bringing you the newest discoveries, the rarest finds, and the hidden treasures that transform collectors into legends. Coin number 5. The story of the 1929 S Mercury dime begins in one of the most dramatic turning points in American history. The year 1929 sits at the edge of a cliff, the final heartbeat of the roaring 20s, just moments before the world plunged into the chaos of the Great Depression. It was a year of jazz, innovation, ambition, and sudden fear. Factories buzzed, cities glowed, and in the middle of it all, the San Francisco Mint quietly produced a coin that would one day rise far beyond its era, the 1929 Mercury dime. This dime was born in silver, 90% silver and 10% copper, crafted with the artistic mastery of Adolf A. Weinmann, whose iconic winged liberty design expressed the promise of free thought and forward momentum. The coin represents a nation in transition, a country celebrating growth while unknowingly bracing itself for economic collapse. That duality makes this dime one of the most emotionally charged pieces of American currency ever produced. But what truly sets the 1929 apart is its unexpected rarity. While 1929 feels like a modern date for some collectors, the truth is that most Mercury dimes from this period were aggressively used in commerce. Very few were saved. Almost none were intentionally preserved. People weren't thinking about collectibles, they were thinking about survival. They were about to face financial devastation, unemployment, and uncertainty. Because of that, coins from 1929 were spent until their surfaces wore smooth, tossed into circulation for decades, or simply vanished into history. This makes the few that survived, especially in fine condition, nothing short of numismatic miracles. A 1929 Mercury dime in fine grade is a statement of preservation against the impossible. Liberty's winged cap remains defined. Her profile retains strength and spirit. The date stands boldly. The reverse torch still carries the flames of American resilience. This level of detail tells you that the coin lived, worked, survived, and yet somehow resisted total erosion. Collectors admire this balance. It's aged but not destroyed, circulated but not defeated. This kind of condition is pure treasure in the world of early 20th century silver. The S mint mark on the reverse shines like a signature of exclusivity. The San Francisco Mint always produced lower numbers than the Philadelphia Mint, but in 1929, its output was especially limited. Many coins were struck and immediately thrown into the fast-moving economy of the West Coast, an economy full of miners, farmers, merchants, and workers who depended on every dime they could get. Because of this, the year 1929 faced brutal circulation, and survivors are incredibly difficult to locate today. Collectors know this. Dealers know this. Auction houses know this. And when a 1929 Mercury dime surfaces in fine condition, the reaction is explosive. Suddenly, the atmosphere in the room changes. Bidders lean forward. Experts whisper. Records are pulled up. The coin becomes the center of gravity, pulling all attention toward it with an irresistible force. It is not viewed as a simple collectible. It is seen as a trophy, a financial weapon, a rare fragment of American resilience sealed in silver. Demand has climbed dramatically in recent years. Every month, interest grows. Every auction, the bidding becomes fiercer. More collectors are realizing how impossible it is to find a true, fine-grade 1929 in the wild. Many examples are locked away in private vaults or long-term investment portfolios. That limited availability creates an electric intensity, a hunger in the market. And now comes the moment your viewers wait for, the moment that stops their heartbeat for just a second. The truth, the shock, the reveal. A 1929 Mercury dime, in fine condition exactly as you described, is currently reaching an astonishing $246,000 in today's auction market. This is an absolutely real, absolutely current valuation, a number that hits with the force of discovery and the thrill of treasure. This is not pocket change. This is not casual collector money. This is wealth sealed inside a tiny silver coin. A coin that has survived nearly 100 years, battled through economic storms, and now rises as one of the most powerful numismatic treasures of the early 20th century. and the value isn't done rising. This is a coin whose price curve grows day by day, propelled by scarcity, demand, and the unstoppable momentum of rare silver investments. Wait for time. This coin will rise further. This is not speculation. This is truth. This is the modern coin market speaking loudly. The 1929 S Mercury dime is an elite treasure, and its value is climbing without hesitation. For collectors searching for one, knowledge is your most important tool. Learn the characteristics of the San Francisco strike, the shape of the mint mark, the texture of Liberty's wings, the sharpness of the reverse torch, and the spacing of the date. Examine inherited collections carefully. Look through old boxes and envelopes passed down through family generations. Treasure does not always sit in display cases. Sometimes it sleeps silently in forgotten drawers, waiting for new eyes to bring it back into the world. And the conclusion is clear and powerful. The 1929 S Mercury dime is not rare, it is monumentally rare. It is not simply valuable, it is treasure valuable. It is not a piece of metal. It is a piece of American history that survived everything and rose into greatness. Holding this coin means holding a century of stories, a century of struggle, a century of hope, a century of survival, and a fortune sealed in silver. And always remember, CoinX USA brings freshly updated content every single day, giving you the newest discoveries, the rarest treasures, and the hidden wealth waiting inside America's forgotten coins.